morning. It is a sunny, not so cold Friday morning in Pretoria, and I am talking to Claire, who is the head ladies instructor on the loan operator training courses. Good morning, Claire, and welcome.
Good morning, Rion. Lovely to see you again. Thank you for having me today.
Same here. So we're going to be talking today specifically about one of the loan operator standalone courses, the Ladies Introduction to Handgun Course. And the idea is to give prospective students a good overview of what happens in this course, and specifically, why this is not the process that you go through when you are applying for your firearm license. There is a difference. So I'm going to kick off with this. It's a ladies introduction course, exactly as the name says, and it's open to novice shooters and ladies specifically. This is for ladies who do not yet own a handgun, or if they do own a handgun, are novices. They haven't really shot much and they want to learn more. So Claire, can you maybe explain the key differences for us between this and the difference between this and getting your firearms competency? What is the key differences between this course and getting your firearms competency?
Okay, yeah, Rion, we get that question a lot. A lot of ladies come on the course and they think that this is going to then earn them their competency. So to explain the difference, a firearm competency is your legal requirement that you need before you can own a firearm. Okay, so in South Africa, you cannot own or carry, you can own, but you can't carry a firearm on your person without having this competency. So basically what you need to do there is you go through an accredited training facility and you write a exam, you go through some theory, you write a test, and they take you onto the range, you shoot 10 shots on an A4 piece of paper, they issue you with your training certificate. Then you have to take that, you go through to the police and you apply for what is called your competency. So the police will then do a background check on you. You've got to have your ID and everything. They do a mental health record, criminal check, everything. And then they supply you with this competency certificate. Then you need that to purchase a firearm. So for the ladies who don't really know the difference, that's what that is. Basically, that's very basic. You're basically going to shoot 10 shots on an A4 piece of paper downrange. So you come home with this wonderful certificate, but all you've actually done is been handed a firearm and fired a couple shots downrange. So in my mind, you're not really competent to own a firearm. So what we do is we equip the ladies with a set of skills. We teach them how to handle it, how to get over the fear of it, how to maneuver with the firearm, how to carry it, and basically to just equip them with a set of tools so that they can get over the fear of owning one. They get a solid base of understanding on how the thing works, and they walk away proficient. So for us, it's a lot more involved. Basically, that's the difference. I think. Any questions there?
So maybe to summarize it, the two is your competency is just that. It's like a process that you go through to get a piece of paper that will allow you to legally own a firearm, whereas in this training course, you teach them how to actually shoot. Yeah,
we teach them how to use it and to use it properly, safely, and without the fear.
Okay. Yeah. So this course, Ladies Introduction to Handgun, it's structured into 4 distinct modules. Could you maybe just walk us through each module and what trainees will learn and practice?
Okay, so we have, as you say, 4 modules. The first day is a very slow process. As you said, this is aimed at women that are not proficient shooters. So this is ladies that either have shot a few times, maybe they own a firearm, they've never really used it, and a lot of the times it's ladies that come to our course and have never fired a single shot. So we start very slowly. So module 1 is fundamentals. We teach them safety. We teach them your 4 basic safety rules. We explain them. We explain why they are there. And then we spend a lot of time sort of dry firing, spending time with the weapon, and then we work on your 7 fundamentals. So the day is very slow paced, and it's done at the pace of the people in the group. So sometimes we move through it a little bit faster, a little bit more easy. Sometimes we get girls that are crying at the thought of even holding a firearm. So module 1 is literally just getting them comfortable with the firearm and with the bang. Okay, then we move over to module 2 the next time they come on the range. Sorry, I forgot to say module 1, we don't do any holstering. Everything is shot from high ready, so shot from up here. We load the weapon in the space and then point forward and shoot. So there's no holstering live or anything like that. Then module 2 comes along and we work on working from the holster, and then we work on mag changes. We also then let them experience shooting with their strong hand and their weak hand. Then we do module 3, where we introduce movement. So we start to move off the X. We start to step side to side when we're shooting. Off the X means to get out of, when you draw the firearm, that you take a step to move. We have the saying that when you're not shooting, you need to be moving. And when we shoot from, they love it, we shoot from prone on your stomach, on your back, and we actually let them roll in the prone position, and then also kneeling. So they start to get used to shooting from various platforms. And we also then will have a nice discussion on carrying a firearm. So for women, it's a big deal. And I know we have separate videos on everyday carry. So we start to introduce them to how you're going to carry, what you're going to do to actually keep this firearm in your possession. And then our one of our lead instructors, Shell 2, comes along and he discusses competency. This is when we address it. And he actually does competencies. And he then is there for them from that point onwards to help them with the competency process and firearm ownership. So they can then, after this, go and do their competency with Shell 2. We then move on the last day. We don't really teach too much on this day. We teach them about shooting around corners, which is nice to know if you're ever in a home defense situation. And then we recap pretty much everything we've done. And then we finish off with a nice little fun shoot, we call it, where we add a little bit of pressure on it. That's the only time that we have a male on the range, and he comes and he basically just adds a slight little bit of pressure and kind of tells them to shoot 4 different targets. And that's sort of just a sort of fun thing at the end, and it really is the highlight. So that's our 4. It's a very slow pace, and we slowly bring them up from 0 to hero, if you want to call it that.
Do you get a decent conversion rate from this type of course into the actual loan operator program?
Yeah, we've had quite a few girls move over. I think that there's maybe a possibility that we could carry on and maybe build up another 4 modules for the ladies, those that are still feeling a little bit intimidated by loan operator. But so far, out of every group, we've had about 2 to 3 joining loan operator. So it's definitely, it's definitely good. The girls then go on and they walk on to the range on day 1, standing alongside all the boys, and they outshoot them, which is lovely to see.
Well, I mean, that says a lot about building confidence, I reckon.
Yeah,
so
it does.
Let's talk about safety. I mean, it's obviously foundational in any firearms training. How do you introduce safe handling, things like situational awareness, risk management, mindset, and so on in this course that's really aimed at beginners?
So, as I said on module 1, we have a lot of ladies that are very scared of the actual object. They're scared of the gun. They're scared it's going to go bang in their hand. So we start off with a basic safety brief where we explain it all. But then what we do is we line them up and we actually put a rope through the gun, down the barrel and out the magazine. I'll even show you what that looks like. I don't know if you can see that.
Okay, yes.
Okay. And then, yeah, so they then, we then teach them how to sort of use the weapon in a safe manner. So we teach them racking, we teach them how to lock the slide back, they start squeezing the trigger. And that helps us as instructors as well see that they can actually manage the firearm without breaking our safety protocols. And it teaches them as well. So we work literally standing on a line the way it's supposed to be, and we maneuver those firearms. There we can take the time to pick up any safety issues, fingers on the trigger, muzzle moving in the wrong direction, and we correct it there. So before any rounds go into any chambers or we start shooting live, we have addressed all the issues that the ladies have, and we've gone over them over and over again. So in terms of safety, we also don't run massive lines. It's very small, so we kind of keep sort of 2 people per instructor on the line at the same time, so that we're hands-on, ready to, you know, deal with any safety issues that might come along. I must say, women pick it up a lot quicker than men, in my experience.
No, I tend to agree, and I think that's an ego thing.
I think so. They listen. Women listen really well, and they apply what they hear. I'm
not gonna go into that one.
And start another interview. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so that sort of procedure that we do in the beginning really helps them to control the fear that they have in the beginning. So they start to see that this thing is actually not going to go bang in their hands. They're working with it. We teach them to rack the slide with aggression, you know, treat it like a machine. And you see their mindset starts shifting already just from doing that, just from handling that weapon, squeezing the trigger, seeing how this thing works. And it becomes less of a scary object to something, oh, okay, well, now I'm in control. Then what we do is we actually line up, and each instructor takes 1 student at a time, and we allow them to fire 10 shots at a target. And then that helps to get over that first fear of how this thing's going to feel going bang in their hands, this little explosion. And by the end of that, you see that they start to be ready for it. When we start with the actual fundamental shoot, as we call it, the girls are a lot more comfortable. The mental preparedness, I would say, it happens over time. You first need to get the fear out the way. So because our course is so slow, if you want to call it that, it's a slow pace. It's a very patient, understanding, slow-moving course, which is very different to what a lot of people handle. We teach them 1 skill at a time. It's not, yeah, this is a weapon, fire it, do a mag change, step off the X, all in one day. It's done slowly so that they can get 1 skill, learn the skill, try it out, and then they come back and we teach them another thing. So that helps with that sort of fear and headspace, and everything builds very gradually. It's very difficult to change somebody's mind in the beginning. It has to be done over time, which is the basis of this course.
Okay. You mentioned instructors, so I'm just going to skip one question ahead, because I have a question about the instructors. Can you tell us about the instructors who lead this specific course, and how do they go about creating a supportive, confidence-building environment for the novice shooters, and specifically focusing on the fact that because it's aimed at ladies, you only use female instructors, right?
Yes. So this course, we've got like a no male policy in the beginning, and we chase the males off the range. So there are 4 of us at the moment. It's myself, and then we've got Minette, Marty, and Tanine. The 4 of us run the course. Normally you will meet 2 of us per module. And it's designed that way because, I don't know, females need a safe space, you know, and we feel safer amongst our own. I find that, and in my experience, learning to shoot from a male was difficult for me. I know in one of the previous videos you just posted, you spoke to Aziza. She said it there, that men don't have the patience. And I 100% agree with her. Men do not have that patience that us ladies need. We need empathy. We need time. We need it done in a different way. We need to learn how to, again, locking the slide back and racking the slide is so difficult for us. And men get impatient. You know, we need to learn how to grip the thing. And ladies end up with like sores on their fingers, and we understand it, whereas men were like, oh no, shame, toughen up, buttercup, you know. So we come in with that same sort of yeah, us ladies arrive there with that same, only women can understand women. So we see the problems and the issues that they go through, the mental game that they put on themselves. You'll see women really want to excel. So those first few shots go down range and they get into this headspace that I suck and I cannot shoot and I'm terrible. And us females understand that. So we know how to manage the emotions that they bring, and how to deal with all of that, which I think a man cannot do. Well, most men. It's less intimidating being in a safe space with only women around you. You don't have to worry about how you look. I mean, we start doing the mag changes and the girls have to lift that shirt up. So it's really nice for the men to be in front and teaching that, but the ladies don't feel worried about their looks, the way they're dressed. You know, they're just in a safe space amongst other ladies. And we give them the support. I always say to the ladies, those of you who are a little bit more proficient might get a little bit, I wouldn't say bored, but bored on the course. But we are as strong as our weakest link. So we see the lady that's struggling the most and we work at her pace. So at the end of the day, everybody sort of gets the same, we're on the same level. And I must say the feedback on that, it's their favorite thing. The girls love being able to learn and they can discuss things. And I've had ladies crying because they're getting a lot of pressure from their husbands and they start talking about their personal relationships and stuff, and they're in a safe environment.
Well, that says a lot.
Yeah.
That says a lot. Okay, so hands-on drills. I mean, I think you've mentioned more than once this is a core part of the course. Are there any specific practical exercises that you include for students here to improve their aim and their accuracy and start slowly building speed?
Well, it's the basis of what our course is, really. I mean, as I said, we focus day one on fundamentals, and our fundamental drill, it's the same on lone operator. We shoot at 3 meters at a tiny little round dot, and we focus on hitting that. So that helps with sharpening your aim. As I said, we slowly move over. So as soon as they're ready, we start introducing mag changes. Once they're confident with that, we can start with the movement. I wouldn't say speed. We don't really focus on speed in these first 4 modules with the ladies. I don't feel like it's something that they need to know yet. It's definitely something they can build on. But to improve accuracy, it's all done slowly, right? Because it's progressive. So basically they start off standing and they're just firing 1 shot. Then we start stepping off and firing shots. We don't put any time pressure on the ladies because at this stage, if you narrow it down, they've been on the range for 4 days. It's not a lot of time. So we don't really add a time element to them yet. I would say that's something for their next few days on the range where we start showing them what time does to your brain. This is really just about getting them confident with a firearm. And, you know, speed comes later. The accuracy also, we give them the skills to work on their accuracy. We teach them how to dry fire. And then at the end of the day, these ladies are rolling. By the end of our course, they're rolling and shooting and manipulating firearms from the ground. And even they say, we look back at day 1 and we were scared to hold a gun, and now we're shooting from the ground and rolling and racking our slides on the floor. So that's actually,
that to me has always been an absolutely wonderful thing to witness. That confidence,
yes.
How that confidence levels have changed, and specifically in ladies. I've always been amazed by that, where they start out and they are uncertain of themselves, you know, and then after a while you can literally see the body language change in them. So that's really, very powerful stuff. I just want to confirm.
Yeah, for me.
Go for it.
No, I was going to say, for me, that's probably the most rewarding part of what I do, is seeing that change. and that confidence.
Absolutely.
You know, the ladies walk off there feeling powerful and empowered, and
Yes.
I think that's such a great feel to be able to give somebody.
And that's great. That's how it should be. That's how it
Yeah.
should be. Claire, I want to move on to my final question. I just want to quickly confirm, when we say 4 modules, that's not 4 modules in one day. That's 4 Saturdays, right?
Yes, it's 4 Saturdays on the range, and it's 1 month at a time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then finally, by the end of this course, what should participants be able to do, and how do you measure their progress? I mean, we've now spoken about the skills and confidence. You can mention something about that again if you want, but specifically, what should they be able to do at the end of this course, and is it measurable that they know, they see the difference and feel the difference for themselves?
Yeah, so our goal at the end of the day is that they are handling a firearm safely, and that they are confident with the weapon. Okay, so yes, we can talk about their accuracy should have improved. Those of them that maybe have actually applied what we've taught them, you should see a lot more accuracy. It's not that scary. Starting to manage the recoil and manage the firearm a bit better. So we definitely see that. We do, on our final shoot, we'll do that fundamental, we call it a plucky shoot. We do that again, and you can see how the first time they were on the range, their shots are like this, and suddenly they are hitting it and really bringing it in. The accuracy under pressure, I must say, that's for women, it seems to all come together. We do that final drill where they have to shoot 4 targets on command. So we shout alpha, 2 shots on alpha, 1 shot on delta, and they've got to just transition. And I must say they do incredibly well at that shoot. So it's amazing to see that they can still function with everything we taught them under pressure. And that for us is sort of our measurement to see that they've learned something. Yes, they still fumble, and yes, they're still shaking and they're giggling and stuff. But, you know, if you think about it, it's 4 days on the range.
Yes.
Faster draw, yes, they do. They do get faster with drawing and moving. They get more confident because we do a lot of dry firing on all 4 days. We spend a lot of time with our rope guns, and we go over it up and down, do it over and over again, so that they basically, in my mind, they have to earn the right to shoot with a live weapon, right? They've got to have manipulated and done that movement before they can then do that live, because then they have to be in control and not make mistakes.
Yes.
And yeah, like I said, the confidence, it's amazing. It's amazing to see that build up in that particular female, that we've given her something that she can go home and be proud of. That's, to me, it's what the course is all about. And they can now go and step on a range where there's men, and they don't feel like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm going to fumble. I'm going to mess this up. So that to me is basically the reason I keep going back, and the reason I love teaching this course.
That's the reward. It's a thing of beauty.
Yes, it is. It is.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you so much. I think we've conveyed a lot, if not all, the relevant info for anybody taking a peek at this video. You can also obviously click on the link in the description below. There is a link to all the loan operator stuff. Go check it out in this specific course. Basically, that reiterates what we've discussed now. And I hope that this will prompt you to click on that link and join the next course, and then hopefully we will see you on a range one of these days. So like the video and subscribe to the channel, help us grow the channel. And Claire, thank you so much. That's it from me. I appreciate your time and your expertise. Thanks for the good work that you do out there.
Thank you, Rian. And yeah, to the ladies out there watching the video, I hope to see you on the range. I would love to help you through your journey. So please follow up on this. And myself and the other girls are waiting for you. And thank you, Rian. It was lovely chatting to you.